What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the M6D. This is the one you should buy. Why is it the one you should buy? Well, it's dual port. It has two XT60 inputs here. It's 500 watt, it's 30 amp. You can dual charge on it. You can synchronous charge just like on the P30. I showed you guys the P30 last week on the channel, and it's kind of like the mega charger. If you don't mind spending a little bit of extra money, but you want something dual port with magnesium alloy metal casing around it, it's super nice. Very nice charger. I think that the wheel and the navigation on this one's a little bit easier, but this one's half the price and it's also less than half the weight. This one's around 300 grams. The P30 is around 725 grams, I believe. That one's around 1500 watt, and it also charges around 60 amp. Continuous parallel charging, synchronous charging, or it'll do 30 amp on each side. Well, this one will do 30 amp total, either 15 amp on each side or 30 amp total if you're synchronous parallel charging right here. So you have to tell this one in the interface that you're going to do some sync charging with both ports. But once you do that, you can also do parallel charging with this charger. Now it also has a built-in fan on the side. On this side it has honeycomb venting as well. It has a jog wheel for the display moving around on this little, I believe it was around a 2.5 inch screen. It is an LCD screen. But what I like about this one also is the fact that not only is a jog wheel pretty intuitive, it has a push button here as well, and it has an exit button on the very top. I like that extra button on there. It's really pretty slick and it's really easy to use. But either way you want to charge with this one, you can take this one out in the field. You can charge with an external battery. This can be your main battery source if you're charging some smaller batteries. You can do from 2 to 6S on this charger. If you use a breakout board on here from either one of these ports, you can also charge your 1S battery. So your PH 2.0 batteries can also be charged on here. It also has rubber feet on the bottom, and you also have the option to charge from a DC adapter. So you can get the XT60 DC adapter, plug it into the wall, and then you've got a bench charger as well. So I think this one is a great price. It's half the weight, and it still does most of the things that the larger ISDT P30 does. Let's go ahead and put this on the bench now, and let me show you some examples of how to set it up, how to get it charging, and some of the cool presets that they have inside this charger. Here we go. So let me just walk you through a simple charge process with this charger. It is pretty simple. Like I said before, you can choose two different types of power options on the very back. You can plug in a LiPo to it, up to about a 6S LiPo. It has a voltage range from 7 to 28 volt here for this power input. And I like that it's on the back, not on the side, confusing the user, which is pretty intuitive. You're not gonna mess this up and plug in your power supply over here, but you can go ahead and plug in a LiPo. And my go-to LiPo is usually like a 3S 5000 for a lot of my general charging. And now you can see the interface here loads up pretty quick. And we're just gonna get that in focus for you so you can see that there. Now we have two sides here, and the way to navigate both sides, channel 1 and channel 2, is to simply select this button right here. You can see it highlights blue. If I press it again, it goes back to orange on that side. So meaning that port is active. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a battery, plug in a battery on this side. This is a 4S 1300 from RDQ. So my black wire is gonna go all the way on the outside there. And this will charge up to a 6S battery. And now I can go ahead and tap once, and it puts me into the battery selection menu. And the neat thing about this is that I have another preset made down here for a 3S LiPo that I have sitting to the side over here. And when we do that, it will save this preset on both channels, which is pretty cool. So I'm ready to go to set up another battery on this side once I get this one going. So we're gonna go ahead and go into here, and I have it set to auto, which is really nice. So whatever battery I plug in here, it's gonna auto detect the cell count, and it's gonna give me sort of a charge current. And normally I start out with around 1.3 amp. This is a little larger battery than the 3S 450. So I'm gonna put this at 1.5 amp. If you charge at that rate, a lot of your 4S 1300s will last you 5 years or more, I swear to God. This is the way I've been doing it for a long time. So you also have the option to change it from the battery type up top, LiPo, that's the high voltage LiPo. We have LiFe, Li-ion batteries, which is awesome, nickel metal, PB, power, and UAV bat. We're gonna go back up here to LiPo, because this is a standard LiPo, not an HV one. I'm gonna go down to mode here, and I can charge, discharge, or storage charge. Press the exit button again. Super easy to use, which I love. Now the charge current seems to have jumped to 2 amp, but we're gonna break that back down to about 1.5 here. And when we're ready, we just scroll down here and you see channel 1 here. And let me show you a trick. If you press on that button right there, that will, if you press and hold it, it should change it from, there we go. You can go back and forth, see that? So if you wanna make some quick changes on the fly or go all the way over to make this synchronized charging, parallel charging, you can go to dual, which is also really cool. So I'm gonna go back to channel 1, and then I'm gonna scroll over to the start button. You can see it sort of kind of slightly highlight there. Hit start, and now we hit OK. It's gonna charge up to 16.8 volt, that's what I want. And now it's charging. So you can also use the jog wheel at this point to see more information on the battery. Right now you see the status is charging, LiPo 4S. It's gonna charge at 1.5 amp, and you can see up here it is doing that. Gives us a time elapsed, how much we're putting into the battery, and the current voltage up at the top. Also, my source battery voltage is not super high right now, so you don't want to run that down too much before you recharge it. And we have the 2.1 amp there, the actual charger in Celsius. So we're gonna hopefully we can change that to Fahrenheit. And now we're going to, you can also change the current on the fly, which is cool. So if I want to speed that up or I want to slow it down, you can do that. And we're going to stop right now. Actually, let's just, let's go ahead and set that other battery up real quick. And just for fun, I'm going to leave that other one charging. Okay, all the way back down now, all the way over to start, and okay. So yeah, let's leave that one going. And I have an adapter here for this one because this one has an XT30. And if you have an XT30, you need to have some type of adapter to XT60 here to fit this port. And just like that, and now I'm gonna plug in my negative side over here, my ground side. Just make sure that's plugged in like that. If you make a mistake, it'll let you know. And now we have the voltage on that battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and select the other side there. Now it's in blue, highlight in blue. Go ahead and click on that. And I already have that preset ready for that battery, and I'm gonna charge it at 0.8. And we can all go all the way down. And now we're going. So we made a balance port error there. So let's look at this again. The negative side's on that side. Remember how I told you guys it would tell you? That was an example. So it will tell you if you have your balance port plugged in wrong. Now we'll go back down to that. Let's go all the way down to start. And what I like about this charger is that this touch wheel is not super sensitive. I'm just going kind of fast there to get this going for you so you can see both sides in action at once. And there it is, guys. Pretty simple to use. Very simple interface and really quite intuitive. I love it. Really awesome. So let's go ahead and give some final thoughts, guys, on this M6D. All right, guys, welcome back from that quick overview. You can do a lot more with this charger, but I wanted to kind of keep this brief so I don't keep you here forever showing you charger details. But honestly, again, this is the one that is probably the best priced right now for around, I think it's $60 to $64 for something that can charge on the fly out in the field with dual ports. Pretty much all the bells and whistles that you could possibly want. So the M6D, in my opinion, is like a giant home run from ToolKitRC, and I think it's one of the less talked about chargers. So I'm happy to be able to show you guys this charger on the channel today because it is a game changer as far as price and economy value, and it's definitely one that you want to pick up and just buy if you're new to the hobby, or you're somebody that's on a budget, or if you just don't want to spend $200 on a charger. You don't have to these days, and that's what's awesome about it. So charge as many batteries as you want at once with this charger and take it anywhere you go. It's awesome. And I highly recommend this one, guys. You can pick this one up at the link down below, and I will get a kickback. That'll be awesome. Thanks for helping me on the channel. As always, the new review, the M6D by ToolKitRC. I'm Justin Davis, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.